Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we have more information about a late-night shooting that's happened here in Lexington.
A former substitute teacher in Owsley County has admitted to a sex crime. Police say he received inappropriate text messages from a student.
And an Eastern Kentucky man is getting a new trial in a murder case.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning and welcome into WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Barbara Bailey in for Rebecca today. And boy, it is a nice day if you're lucky enough to have it off.
Oh,
it
that's
is,
right.
Pleasant out there.
Oh, yeah. Low humidity and almost chilly this morning. Really a good feeling to start off this Friday. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is in this morning for Micah. Good morning.
And good morning to you. And it is a great feeling out there with temperatures running in the 50s. In most locations, you still find a few 60s out in eastern Kentucky. They had a little extra moisture compared to us yesterday. The showers linger for a little while longer, so that helps sustain warmer temperatures during the overnight hours, and that's what they're getting in on with those low 60s, while the rest of us are showing up in the mid-50s in some cases. Danville, Somerset had plenty of time to clear out yesterday after the showers passed completely through the area. And a lot of sunshine filtered in, drying things up through the day. Defender remains on the quiet side throughout central and eastern Kentucky. Our 24-hour planner will take you through the day today. We're maxing out in the upper 70s. A fantastic feel to the air, and by the time a lot of folks head out to some of those area football games this evening, it's going to have a nice feel out there as well. We get into maybe the second half, we'll start seeing those temperatures really start to drop, and that's just the trend that will continue into at least the first part of the weekend. We'll come back and track that for you here in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit, Jim. Thank you. We have new information this morning on a breaking story we first brought you last night at 11. A man is recovering now after a late-night shooting.
Police are still trying to find the suspects involved. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live in Lexington now with more. Michelle, good morning. What's the latest?
Police are telling me this morning that two shots were fired overnight, two different shootings rather, overnight in Lexington, and they happened within a 45-minute span of each other. The first shooting taking place here on Appian Way. Now that shooting took place at 9:15 last night according to police, and they were then called 45 minutes later about a shooting at the intersection of Trent Circle and Trent Boulevard. That's just over a mile from here. Police say following the first shooting that the victim showed up to Baptist Health with a gunshot wound to the leg. He was later transported to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police do believe this victim's shooting is connected to the shooting at Appian Way. Police say they did find two vehicles struck in the area along with several shell casings. Police say they also found shell casings at the second shooting on Trent Boulevard, but have no further information on that one. Police are unsure if the two shootings are connected. They also, because the shootings were so close in proximity and time, they are patrolling this area near Appian Way heavily this morning. They also say the victim was uncooperative. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Thank you, Michelle. Hearing for an assault suspect turned violent in Clark County. Brandon Hawker appeared in court for yesterday morning's hearing, but the judge continued it until Hawker could have a competency hearing. As he was being led away in handcuffs, investigators say Hawker started swinging and hit the Clark County jailer in the mouth. Deputies say they used a taser to get Hawker under control. The jailer was not seriously injured. In 2013, police arrested Hawker after they say he stabbed his girlfriend. New this morning, a former Owsley County substitute teacher has admitted to committing a sex crime.
Dominic Johnson has admitted to getting explicit text messages from a student in a case that goes back to 2012. WKYT's Mark Barber is our live desk with the latest update on that. Mark, how long could Johnson spend in prison over this?
Good morning, Bill. That will be decided in December, but our partners at the Herald Leader say the former substitute teacher could face between 5 and 20 years. We've learned from the Herald Leader that Dominic Johnson admitted to a judge this week that he received sexual pictures from a 13-year-old girl in 2012. Johnson was arrested in 2013 after police say one of the pictures surfaced on Facebook. When that happened, the Owsley County Superintendent told us he banned Johnson from school grounds and told him he was being investigated. As part of his guilty plea this week, Johnson told the judge he started the relationship with the 13-year-old through his job, according to the Herald Leader. The superintendent says Johnson was a substitute teacher at Owsley Middle School for 4 years and was also involved with the cheerleading team and the softball team. Now, the superintendent says they did do a background check on Johnson before he started volunteering in 2008. He says it did not raise any red flags. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. A man accused of robbing a Madison County bank last month has been indicted by a grand jury. 37-year-old Eric No was indicted on a first-degree robbery charge. That's according to the Richmond Register. Police say No walked into the Chase Bank on West Main Street in Richmond and handed a teller a note demanding money. Police say No implied he had a weapon but never showed one and then ran off. Minutes later, police say they found No at his apartment nearby and arrested him.
The Kentucky Supreme Court has ordered a new trial for an eastern Kentucky man convicted of killing his neighbors. A Floyd County jury found Barry Hall guilty but mentally ill in 2012. Police say he shot Alan and Lisa Tackett outside their home. But the Supreme Court took issue with the 28 crime scene and autopsy pictures that were admitted at the trial. The court ruled many photos needlessly depicted the same scene. The court also said it was a rare abuse of a trial court's discretion in admitting gruesome pictures. A former aide to a Kentucky senator and presidential candidate Rand Paul pled not guilty to conspiracy charges. Investigators say Jesse Benton negotiated a $73,000 payment to an Iowa state senator to buy his support during Ron Paul's 2012 presidential campaign. Another former Ron Paul aide also pled not guilty. Benton managed Rand Paul's Senate run in 2012. He's now on leave from his role of leading a super PAC that supports Rand Paul's presidential campaign. The Kentucky Human Rights Commission has asked for a statue of Confederate President Jefferson Davis to be removed from the state capitol. The commission said leaving the statue in the Capitol Rotunda is offensive to Kentucky citizens. That group wants the statue moved to the Capitol Education Center or to the Kentucky History Center. Davis was a Kentucky native. The Historic Properties Advisory Commission, which has final authority over the statue, voted to keep it in the Capitol. They would be adding additional context to it.
Well, a new high school football season begins today, but are all schools using the safest helmets possible? Last fall, a WKYT investigation found 5 Kentucky schools that used helmets rated less than good by the 5-star rating system created by Virginia Tech professor Dr. Stefan Duma. It's the first rating system for football helmets. Scott County had the most below par helmets at that time, but that's since changed.
Since that time, we have purchased and replaced all of our helmets so that all of our JV, our varsity, and even our freshmen members have a 5-star helmet.
Rowan County High School also had below par helmets last fall, but the school has since bought 15 new 5-star helmets. Fayette County had 3 schools, Dunbar, Tates Creek, and Bryan Station, with less than good helmets. Records show all 3 still have those helmets in their inventories.
Now 5:08 on WKYT this morning, and what can be done to make Lexington City pools and aquatic centers better? Lexington Parks and Recreation leaders want some ideas from you about that. The city held the first of 4 planned town hall meetings about the future of the pools last night. City pools are losing swimmers to other places like Nicholasville and Richmond. The firm working on Lexington's aquatics plan says Lexington lacks a lot of what folks want and expect in aquatic facilities now. The next town hall meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. Tuesday at the Lexington Public Library's Central Branch on Main Street.
A Lexington firefighter has made it to the finals of a national competition. 36-year-old Tim Boniface is one of the top 5 finalists in the 2015 Men's Health Ultimate Guy Contest. If he wins, he'll be featured on the cover of the November issue of Men's Health. We have more information about him and the contest on WKYT.com. Incredible picture.
Yeah, somebody can
Pretty amazing.
help him along there. Jim might want to arm wrestle him there. I don't know.
Well, it'd be nice to have him as the cover boy.
Yeah, it would.
We'll
see how it goes. All right, time this morning is rolling toward 5:10, and WKYT this morning is just getting started.
If you want dessert delivered to your door, that might become a little easier soon. We'll have more in 5 minutes.
I get some of that food right there. I can arm wrestle anybody, buddy. I can take them all, get that sugar rush going. 57 right now in Lexington. It is a chilly start, and it stays comfortable through the day today. We'll take a closer look coming up.